Hello everyone, a very good morning, good afternoon, and good evening to all of the viewers from around the world. This is your host Vaibhav. In today's session of JForex Indicators Explained, we will be considering one indicator which has the name of dreaded animal, the bear. In real life as well as in the market, most of the people fear the bear and we will see how we can take the advantage of the bearish sentiments prevalent in the market or the absence thereof. So the name of the indicator is bear power, which tries to measure the strength of the bearish sentiments prevalent in the market. If the bearish sentiments are strong, then this indicator is going to give you the idea of the same and will help you find the opportunities to go short in the instrument of choice. And if the bears are not really in control and rather the bulls are having their day out in the sun, in that case, the bear power indicator is also going to help you while giving you the idea that it is not really advisable to go for the short sale trade. So let us now head to the JForex 4 platform, the newly released trading platform from the Dukascopy Bank SA. Here you can find this indicator two ways. You can go through this add indicator option or quick search. First, I will let you know where this indicator is listed. For that, you have to go to the add indicator and it is listed amongst the momentum indicator. There you will find it. So here in momentum indicators, the bear power, or you can simply do a quick search and it will appear on the chart. This is the Euro USD chart with the candle period being of the hour each, 1 hour each. And I have plotted the bear power indicator with the default setting of 13 candle period. We have these indicator plotted with taking into account the price action data of last 13 hours. So we consider the changes in these closing prices compared to the EMA. So if you are not really aware of the underlying concept of this indicator, it is simple. It simply tries to measure the recent price. You can use applied price, different applied prices. I think there might be an option of going for it. No, here we don't really have the option. So the simple thing is that it is going to measure the difference between the lowest value of last 13 candle periods, and it will take that and compare it to the 13 period EMA. So whatever is the EMA and the deviation from thereof will be measured, and that's how we will be getting the idea of the bearish sentiment. If we see that the low is quite far off from the EMA, then that will be indicative of the bearish stance, the strong sentiments in the prevalent market. And if we have seen already large deviation and now the price is retracing, so here as you can notice, the bear power indicator graph has now gone on the higher side. It has risen from these low values. So this bear power graph is easily read by this interpretation that if we have the value output value below zero and if it is on the declining phase, then we consider it to be bearish, and those bearish sentiments are actually are on the rise. We have strengthening of the bearish sentiments, but as soon as this plot of this bear power again starts to rise from this deeply negative territory, we see that the bearish sentiments are now receding, and it is the time to step back or simply to sit on the sidelines. And when we have this bear power indicator output in the positive territory above zero, then that is considered as the absence of the bearish sentiments. Rather, the sentiments are on the opposite spectrum, the bullish side. So we use this indicator to gauge the bearish sentiments, but at the same time, you can also get a good sense of bullish sentiments as and when those sentiments are prevalent in the market. So this indicator is kind of simple to understand, simple to use. So it's an interesting indicator to work with. So I hope you got the idea of how this indicator works and how you can take advantage of this indicator. Now let us consider the customization options so that you can edit it in ways to figure out the entry points, the entry and exit points, the trade optimization using these bear power indicator. So we have these time period which can be edited. You can increase it, you can decrease it. It's simply going to consider the data point of this time period. Suppose if you want to consider the sentiments using the larger data point, then you simply have to increase. Now we are using the price data of last 24 hours compared to 13 candle periods which we were using earlier. So this is now going to compare the lowest value of last hour, or even for that matter current hour, with the EMA of last 24 hours. So that's how this plotting of this bear power indicator is done. The deviation from the average price, EMA, is mostly used as the average price, the moving average price for the underlying instrument while calculating this bear power output. Now, again, we go to the editing option side here. As I said, you can increase it, you can decrease it. If you want to consider the price data in a very short term, you can even do that and reduce its calculation period. If you want even higher calculation period, you can do that as well. So if we take into account the 50 hours worth of data, the sentiments won't be changing that frequently as on the larger time frame. The trend is mostly on one side unless there is too much frequent volatility. In that case, if the moves are too sharp, it is advisable to avoid the new trade entries and wait for stabilization to happen. All right. So here we now again consider what more can be done. You can style it up. You can change these styling options here. The color combination can also be changed. You can go for these list and take any of these color, or you can even go for customization options. The customization tool is there. Let's try out this new one, and you can go for two different color combinations for up and down. The plotting is now bar chart, but if you simply want a line, the line can also be used. But I think for simple interpretation, the bar chart is much more better choice to work with. Transparency can also be increased or decreased. Now I have lowered the transparency, so the prominence of this plotted data will be lower. Coming to the advanced editing options, we can opt for these recalculate on new candle only. In this case, this output will remain constant throughout the current candle period and it will change only when new candle is plotted. Similarly, highlight the time period zone. You can highlight the calculation time period here. Calculate from custom data. You can do further customization. Instrument can be used anything from the chart, or you can keep this any instrument of your choice as the fixed one. So here we have the option of Euro USD, or you can simply keep it used from the chart. The candle period can also be similarly defined. It can be same as the chart, or you can keep it fixed to any of these given time periods. So here anything from 10 seconds to 1 month will work fine on these chart. Now, as I am using 30 minutes as the calculation period for this bear power, even though the chart candle period is hourly, we will have the output of this bear power indicator being defined differently. than what it was earlier. So this is being done simply because we are now using the 30 minutes as the calculation period for this bear power indicator. Advanced options on shorter periods display values at custom period end, start, middle, or each candle. You can go for this. The spread side, it can be ask or bid. So both of these options are there. If you want the indicator to be plotted on all the candle periods, you can keep this box ticked. Or if you want to opt out of this, you simply have to then specify on which candle period the plotting of this bear power indicator should be done, and only on those candle periods the plotting of the indicator will be done, and on other candle periods there will be no plotting for this bear power indicator. The base period can be any of these three four options, actually none, or 4 hours, 1 day, or week, and usually it doesn't really make much of a difference. So here we saw these customization options available to us for these bear power indicator. So I hope you have been able to understand the properties, the uses, and the customization options available for the bear power indicator on these JForex platform. So do give it a try, see how it works, and you will be in a course of time able to use this indicator for making trade entry and exits with a higher probability of making money than losing money. And that's the goal is that's why this series has been launched, to make you familiar with various indicators which are available on these JForex Export platforms. So that's it from my side for today's session. If any of you have any query or any idea to share, you can write back to me in the feedback section, and I will be more than happy to take the discussion forward. For further coverage of the market developments, do check out the Dukascopy Analytics page. We are also available on the Facebook. You can reach out to us there too. The link for J4 Export platform has also been included in the bio. I'll be back tomorrow with a new indicator, new explanation, new uses. Everything will be new. So do come back tomorrow. Thank you all for joining in. See you tomorrow. Goodbye.